Well, hello everybody, Spectacular, the Silver Stacular, is here today to showcase the American Gold Eagle and the American Gold Buffalo and tell you which one I think is a better buy as far as a coin or a piece of bullion is concerned. Okay, listen, first of all, spoiler alert on these two coins. Neither one is a bad buy. If you are getting either one, first of all, you've saved your money, which is great. A little round of applause. Also, you're doing a great job at picking one of these two coins because they're great coins to get into when it comes to bullion. There's not a bad choice here, but there's some confusion between the two coins. And there's some pros and cons really to each one. And I'm going to talk about that in this video right now. Well, hello everybody. I seek to educate and entertain through my journey of collecting coins and stacking precious metals. I encourage you to subscribe and please stay with me on this journey. I am Spegtacular, the Silver Stacular. First of all, a lot of the confusion comes with how much gold is in either one of these coins. So, spoiler alert, again, each coin actually has 1 ounce of gold in the coin. That's right. Weird, right? Unbelievable. The confusion comes with the purity. So the Gold Buffalo has 1 ounce of pure gold. It is 4/9 fine, which means there's not a lot of other stuff in this coin right here besides gold. It's just gold, right? It's 24 karat. It's about as pure can get, unless you decide to get the ones from the United States Mint directly sealed that have copper spots all over them. So there are some impurities that still exist within the coin, but it is as close as you can get, just about, to pure gold. I mean, it's really good. Now, the American Gold Eagle still has 1 ounce of pure gold in it, right? There's still 1 ounce of gold in the coin, but the coin itself is not entirely pure, okay? It is actually 22 karat or 0.9167 pure, which basically means that there's other metals also in the Gold Eagle, which is silver, like I just kind of misspoke on, but there's actually silver in the Gold Eagle, and there's copper as well. And the reason why they do that is to change the color a little bit. Also, the combination of silver and copper and gold, and that specific combination of it is going to be a little bit of an anti-counterfeit measure. It's going to be hard to duplicate that. And so, in fact, if you were to get a machine like this, a Sigma Metalytics, it has a completely special section just for the American Gold Eagle because the composition of metals is so different. So there's 999 plus pure gold, which will go for most gold bars, gold bullion, and this right here, the American Gold Buffalo. But if you go to a different setting, which is the American Eagle, it's a special setting just for the American Eagle because it is such a specific combination of those 3 metals in order to make up that 22 karat gold. So, long story short, both coins are still 1 ounce of gold. So when you pay the gold metal price, you're still going to benefit from both of these coins. Now, something that you don't benefit from on these coins in particular are the premiums. Those are really up right now. In the past, the Gold Buffalo was a little bit more expensive of a coin than the American Gold Eagle, but now both prices are pretty much on par. They're pretty much the same. And so that's a benefit if you are a collector of one or the other because you don't have to worry about what the price is of each one. You know that they're just about the same these days. So that's a good thing. The premiums, though, as a whole on both are very high compared to gold bullion, which you can see. I'll show you a piece of that. Just a regular gold bar like this typically has a little bit less of a premium because it's just so basic. It's not a coin. Coins tend to have a premium on them. And, well, this is a little bit beyond basic. I guess I got a poor example. I've got one that has laser etching in it that makes this really cool design, which is not a hologram design printed onto the gold. It's the gold itself making that via the laser etching. So I picked a wrong example, but an example nonetheless of a bullion piece that has a lower premium than the Gold Eagle or the Gold Buffalo. So the premium is about the same. So we can probably put the premium and it's equal on both. Again, poor penmanship. Oops. All right, so the premium's about the same, no big deal. What really shines on this coin versus that coin, the gold eagle versus the gold buffalo, I think, is the change in the design. So right here I have the old family of eagles design on the reverse, whereas the new design has an eagle's head. Some people like it, some people don't, but it is a new design nonetheless. And then also we cannot see it because it's in this plastic capsule with a black edge on it right there, a little foam piece. But they have taken out a piece of the gold reed, so it's missing a piece of the reed, and each year they change the positioning on that missing reed, and that is a part of the anti-counterfeit measure, along with what I think is even better of an anti-counterfeit measure is, again, the composition of the metal within the gold eagle just makes it really, really hard to duplicate those things. Whereas the gold buffalo, beyond it being, I mean, a gold coin, you know, if you have some kind of tester that tests for gold coins or gold in general, you can test for it. If you have acid, you can test for it. I wouldn't want to scratch any kind of coin like this up and use acid on it, but you could. Or some kind of XRF $20,000 spectrometer, which is super expensive. But there's not a lot of anti-counterfeit going on. I've seen counterfeits of both coins. It's much easier to identify the counterfeit, in my opinion, on the gold eagle, just based on the things that you can look for, especially now when the new Type 2 reverse is out, which is this one right here, the eagle's head, that has the missing reed on it. It just makes it easier. There's more checks and balances, and it's, I mean, I think the buffalo is a little bit behind, but it's also a newer coin, whereas the gold eagle has been around for a much longer time and it's been evolving ever since. The gold buffalo really hasn't changed much. There's a couple smaller fractional sizes of the gold buffalo, but they are a collector's item, and so they're not really a benefit to stack and get into unless you are a collector. And they've risen in price for sure, but it's a collector's item. Whereas the gold eagle has different sizes for different budgets. There's a 10th ounce gold coin, there's a quarter ounce, a half ounce, and then the full ounce of gold right here. So different budgets can go ahead and benefit from the coin. They're both very easily recognized, both great coins to get into. I'm really just trying to give as much information as I can. When it comes to in the United States, having to worry about selling these back to a shop and worrying about taxes, at least as far as selling them to the shop, neither coin reports any kind of taxes to, you know, from the shop. They don't collect any kind of information from you. There's no forms to fill out. It should be just literally go into the shop and 1, 10, 100, 1,000 of these coins, doesn't matter. You can go drop them off. Whereas if you start getting into bullion like this, there could be some serious reporting issues that go on with the IRS that they're going to want to know about a certain dollar amount of these coins. And here in Florida, they're probably going to, if you're selling, they're going to take your fingerprints and report you to the local authorities just to make sure that you didn't steal these. It's a real pain, whereas that pain doesn't exist with either one of these coins. So a lot of history in both of these coins. Obviously, this is a duplicate design from an old coin, so they've used those images on front and back. Still cool, doesn't change anything. They use the St. Gaudens design here on the 1 ounce gold eagle, whereas they've had a completely new design on both Type 1 and Type 2 reverses, which is unique to the gold eagles. So just some things to mention. Which one is the better coin though? Which one should you definitely get? I think if you want peace of mind, and this is just my opinion now, you want peace of mind on the security of the coin, and you want a more sturdy coin that's going to hold up in more conditions, I think the Gold Eagle is actually a better buy. I would recommend the Gold Eagle personally. It's harder to counterfeit, harder to damage because it's sturdier, being made with silver and gold, which is harder than harder metal than gold is. Whereas these pure gold, the 4.9's fine. If I drop this, you're definitely going to see some scratching that could occur depending on where I drop it. If you ran your finger across either one, then your nail hits, you probably do see some light scratching on both coins, but the pure gold is probably going to, see it worse. But that's just, some real gold bullion. You're probably not going to be dropping too often or scratching across too often. But as far as coins go, they both do have a $50 denomination on there. It really doesn't mean anything because $50 gold makes no sense whatsoever. It's more just to call it a coin. So neither one benefits there by any means. Both coins, though, like I said, you can't really go wrong. Get into either one if you can afford to. You're more likely, if you are having problems budgeting, getting into the Gold Eagle because they do have different sizes. And a lot of times those smaller sizes have a hefty premium. But if you sell back to a good shop or a good place online, you can recover a lot of the premiums on those different sizing of Gold Eagles. Whereas the Gold Buffalo right now, besides the collectibles that are out there, the smaller sizes, really doesn't have anything that screams to people of different budgets. So hopefully the Buffalo does that in the future, offers some 10th ounce, quarter ounce, half ounces that are there's more mintage of them, so they can appeal to more people out there on a budget and give people even more options. But regardless, both are great coins. That's my opinion. Tell me what you think down in the comments below. Tell me if any of my facts are incorrect, because I would love to hear it. I've seen people go into coin shops or bullion shops and actually argue the first point that I made of each one containing an ounce of gold. People claim that there is not an ounce of gold in the Gold Eagle, which is completely untrue. Makes no sense. Both coins have a full ounce of gold in them. It is just the purity of the overall coin changes because of the composition of the metal that exists within them, which is no other serious levels of metals in the Gold Buffalo. It's a pure gold coin all the way around, 24 karat, whereas there is silver and copper that exist within the American Gold Eagle, giving it that color and that different levels of strength for sure. And just like I said, a lot of anti-counterfeit technology exists within that composition, believe it or not. I got to go for now. Appreciate you for watching. Spegtacular is out. When I was a kid, we did this every day in school, and I believe we need to bring this back a little bit, and I'm going to start right now. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.